Hello out there in YouTube land. Welcome to the OKGoodReview channel. And today, guys, it's been a while, been a good long while. I want to say probably 4 or 5 months since I've done one of these. I think the last one I did might have been in October, it might have been the end of September though, of 2020. But in any case, this is my first model build of 2021. Usually, I try not to build them during the winter because I usually have enough done to kind of carry me through the winter. So I don't need to do that. But if I do too many, like there will be some that I don't post until the following year that I do in the spring, which is what happened last year. So this year I've been purposely trying to hold off to make sure that I get everything posted in before I start adding new ones. And this one here, I chose for a winter build. It's the only winter build I've done for the winter 2020, 2021. And I waited that long partially because I'm running out of space. This one I chose because it's supposed to be chrome. And if it's chrome, I don't need to paint it. I'm going to have to probably wear gloves for the whole thing. But I should not need to paint it. And I don't have room for this in my office. I don't have a character to put in it. But the star of our show has wanted an airplane to hang from his ceiling too, like I have in my office. So I thought I would build him this really cool one. And the idea being that hopefully this is as chrome as I'm hoping it is, because I don't want to paint it. I do have chrome paint, but that would take a while to use, and it would take a lot of... Yes! 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 Oh, baby, look at this. Oh, there's a ball. Why is there a ball here? Ball? I don't know why there's a ball here. Oh, I've never seen that before. Alright, so we got wing parts here. We've got... These are bomb parts. Okay, you know what? That's fine. I can paint these outer things. I wish they were painted, but that's alright. I can chrome those out. Oh, no, wait. Here they are. Okay, here they are. Oh, maybe they go on top of these. Or is this so if you want separate ones? Or are they supposed to be bombed? You know, I don't know. I don't know what these are. We got cockpit stuff. Maybe I'll chrome that out. That'd be funny. I don't know if the chrome's going to match, if I'm being honest. But there's a cockpit glass right there. So we'll be making... I'll be talking to our star about some of the design choices that he would prefer, and maybe I'll even do some. But obviously I'm going to need to use probably clear glue on everything here, which is kind of a pain. I don't like using it because it takes a while to set, but I think I might need to do that so this comes out well. So here we have all the markings, none of which I'll be using because I'm not making a show plane. This is all show plane junk. I'm not making a show plane. So this is the Thunderbird's aerial acrobatics team. I don't want to do that. I want it to actually just be the F-84 bomber type. Oh, and there's a ladder too. So is there a guy? Is there a guy that comes with this? Where is he? Should be a pilot somewhere. Where is the pilot? Did they not... maybe I don't have a pilot. Oh, there's a ladder. Ladder's right there. Where? I don't see it. Do you guys see a guy? Point him out to me if you see him. I can't... Is he chrome? Is he a chrome guy? Can't be chrome. Can he? Is he clear? Is he a clear guy? No, not there. Where's the guy? There's no... Oh, wait, there. Oh, they chromed him! He's Ultron, or he's a T-1000. Oh, I might leave him chrome. I don't know. We'll see. So they put a ballast weight in where the gun was. So where's the gun on this? I don't know where the gun is. I think that maybe the gun is in this. No, because I think that should be for the engine, right? Because that should be where the. Oh no, there's a. Looks like there might be a gun in there, huh? Where's the engine in this thing? Yeah, so this looks like a ramjet port though, because it looks like this, and then this looks like exhaust over here. This looks like exhaust. So this looks like it would be almost a ramjet thing. Would you put machine guns in there? Would that even make sense? Because I'm gonna assume that you put them on the wings, but I don't know. You know, I don't know. That's I can't tell from this picture. Maybe we'll discover it when we're building this. I don't know. We won't be doing any decal. Oh, this is going to be a fun build. This is a good way. This is a good way to kick off the builds, guys. To just do something like this that's fun. Okay, so there's the weight there. But where's the weight go? Oh, it goes underneath? Wait, what? Why? Okay, let's see here. Where is the weight? So it's here, but why? I don't understand this. I don't know if we're going to put that ball in there. Maybe we will. I don't know. Who knows? Who knows what we'll do? But yeah, it looks pretty straightforward. I think there's... So if we count all those... If we skip all those steps, we have 13 steps to it. That shouldn't be too bad. There is some painting we need to do. But it's really, really minor stuff, like just on the clear. So... This is going to be a pretty cool build. I'm looking forward to this. Absolutely, for sure. So next step is going to be to head on down to Spider Central and get this underway. I am going to note that as I observed in the video where I assembled this thing, this will be the first kit where I actually use this new magnifying lamp I have, and I am pretty excited about that. Got some good reach here. I can actually get this thing out of the way and be able to use it like so. It's very sensitive though. One of the more sensitive things I think I've come across. But it's 5 times magnification. So it's going to be a blast to use this thing. I'm really looking forward to this. So from here, guys, I guess we will see you down in Spider Central. Alright guys, here we are. So we have everything set out. This is the lowest amount of tools I think I have ever used on a build. I've got 4 paintbrushes. The only thing I'm painting is this tiny thing here, this little canopy piece. I'm going to actually be doing that in chrome. And then I'm painting the guy. So Leo wants him in bronze. So we're going to paint him bronze. Nothing else will be painted on this. It's going to be all chrome. Don't know that I might paint the seats or something, but I kind of doubt it. I think I'm just going to leave it this gray color. I think that looks fine. So the guy has got a couple things here. We're going to be using on him the Tamiya flat black for his mask, his oxygen mask, and bronze for the actual guy himself and his uniform. I don't think we're going to be getting into more detail than that though. His gloves and his boots will also be black. I might paint his face tan or beige. What is this? Deck tan. I think I'm gonna bring that out. I think I'm gonna do that. I think I'll do his face in tan. And we'll leave the rest of everything else bronze. So that should be pretty cool. Clear glue, and this stuff is really runny, and I hate working with it. So I'm kind of giving myself a challenge out of the gate. You can see this is a fully charged light, and I think that diffuser ring might need to go. But for now, we're just going to leave it. I'm going to test it with, just to see. I want to give you guys an idea how bright it was. I don't think it works for a table lamp. I think that's wishful thinking on their part. But so he also decided he did not want the landing gear down. So this is the first build I'll be doing with the landing gear actually up, which means it will not exist. So I thought I was going to have to paint some wheels and some other stuff. I still need to figure out what those ballasts are for. I still don't actually know. These, I think they might go inside these. Because these have the attachments for the plane. So I don't know. I got to figure out what they do. That might be the case though. So I might be using those to go inside. If I do, then I will actually pull out probably the other glue for those, just because I don't like working with this. It's an awesome glue. This Tester's Clear. Fantastic for windshields and windows and stuff like that, because it dries clear, pretty clear. But it is a pain to work with because the setup time is pretty pronounced. So this is not, there's not a lot to this. This is everything right here. And I'm not using everything on the clears. I don't know how much I'm using on that. There's the shell, of course, and the wings. So this one, like all of the airplane videos that I've done, I'm going to be doing this just in these sections here. So I'm just going to pop in, talk about a little bit about where we are, and then pop back out. So when I come back, we'll have all the paint done. We will have probably the cockpit pretty much assembled, and maybe some of the other stuff as well. So that's kind of where I'm thinking we're going to wind up next time I come back. But these don't lend themselves as well as the cars do to the different stages. So these is just you get to hear me a little bit more. I know you guys are all happy about that. I know I'm enthusiastic about telling you guys all that too. So anyway, we're going to do the painting, get that sorted out, and start building the cockpit. When we come back, we'll kind of see where we're at. So we'll see you then. Okay, so we are back, and so we've got the first two parts done, which is this and the cockpit put together. Our guy is fully painted. I don't know if you can see it. I'm getting in the light here. Hang on. I can find a way to do this. But he's got seatbelt. He's got there's a lot of detail in that paint. It's really hard to do. Because he's so tiny, and the lines are just really, really short. Cockpit is painted. I mean, this glass rather for the cockpit is painted. I am using the regular glue on all of the gray parts, and I'll probably use it on the interior parts too, just because the clear glue, it's a pain for me to use. I don't like using it. So we have this part done. So for next steps are going to be from here. Deleting a lot of parts. A lot of this I have to kind of go through and figure out what I'm supposed to be doing here. A lot of the parts are if you have the landing gear down, and we won't be having any landing gear, so we're just basically going to need to close off everything. So that's taking a little bit long. But so I think kind of where we're going to be going with this is we're going to assemble the wings and the fuel tanks on the ends of the wings, plus the actual body itself. It's kind of the two main parts, and then once we're done, will be just little chip shots, some elevators and stuff, some things to close it off. We're not doing wheels, so we're skipping a lot of steps. This actually, because it's mostly a shell, is going to be a very, very fast build. We're just leaving it chrome. We're leaving the whole thing chrome. We'll see how it looks at the end. I might need to add paint on it for a little contrast. I'm not planning on it, but I might. And so he didn't want landing gear or anything, so we're not using any of that. So once we get there, and then we'll figure out how he wants it displayed, and maybe there will be the shot of the display will probably be on Twitter. I don't think it's actually going to be able to be in the video, but we'll take a look at this thing after we get the body put together and some of the wing parts put together. We'll kind of take a look at it, but we're going to be pretty close to the end, honestly, once we get to that step. So we have maybe one, maybe two more segments before we head back upstairs for the final looks. So, but anyway, as of right now, 100% of the painting is done, and including all the touch-ups. And now we really just need to put this thing together and try to be super neat with it. I have tips, glue tips on both of these, which actually is helping a ton, but I'm really nervous that I'm overusing the glue. So, but yeah, It's this is going to be one of the fastest builds I think I've ever done. All right, and as we can see here, we got the wings clamped up. Tanks are on the wings. The main section is done, mostly. So most of the parts are off. So we've got to do from here, finish assembling the wings, and then attach everything. Here's the undercarriage. So I'm building the wings in two ways. The first one is I did the top, and now I'm working on the bottom to try to get everything complete before I try to put it on. Because using this glue, it's going to pay off because I can polish it if I get over glue on stuff and still retain most of the chrome effect, but that stuff's a pain to use. So I've had to resort to this a few times. So I do have some chrome marking pens here for little touch-up stuff, and I'm going to have to use them. One of the things I will say is this is now the 4th airplane kit. I think I've only done 4. I've had to use clamps on all of them, and I could not actually complete these without clamps. And it's one of the bigger differences between these and cars, because cars, I've rarely used clamps on cars and wheeled vehicles. If I don't use clamps, I don't get very good seams. And even like if you look here, there's still a gap on this one. And I think I'm just going to have to live with it. I don't think I'm going to be able to fix that. So it's just one of the... I could try to putty it, I guess, but I don't know about chroming over putty. I don't know how well chrome would even hide that, or if I could hide it. So I'm just going to kind of leave that, I think, and it'll be fine, I think. So that is one of the sort of irritating parts. They clearly meant the wheels to be down, like on this build. So I'm having to modify a lot of stuff to actually accomplish the wheels being up, and just have this thing be just flying. So we see we got the front nose is knocked off, and I've got to just do the back of the wings now. I've also got the back fins there. We'll get those in there. And then the cockpit, we're going to assemble last. Cockpit will be the very last thing on here. So this is, I mean, it's coming along really fast, but it is kind of a pain because that glue is... The only time I like using it on cars is just when I can have it sit somewhere for a while, so I can have the parts just sit and not be able to use them for 2 to 3 hours. And that kind of conflicts a little bit because I get impatient, as you guys have seen in other videos. So anyway, as soon as I get the bottom of this plane built, then I think I'm going to try to polish it, maybe. And then from there, I'll work on the top for the canopy and the storage bay and the nose of the plane. But yeah, I mean it's I would say a pretty typical airplane build. Lots of clamping. There is the only thing that's less typical is I'm using this clear stuff, and it's much harder for me to work with than this. Like this stuff sets up super quick. I love this stuff. I haven't used any other glue just because I love this one so much. I can predict how it acts. Everything about it is great. This one, usually when I do windshields and stuff, I will set them up and leave them overnight. I won't even... I'll turn off the light, and I just won't even look at stuff. And I'm used to being able to work with stuff within about an hour or two after gluing it. This stuff, it just doesn't seem like it lends itself. It also seems like it's a lot more frail. Does not seem like it's as strong. They say it's as strong. I don't know that I found that to be the case, and I wouldn't actually personally say that myself. So, but anyway, so here we are. The back of the wings will be done today, and I may have the wings mount. If I can get the back of the wings done today, that will be probably as far as I consider going. I want to really get the underside done completely today, and then from there, I'll worry about putting the wings on the planes and the rest of the stuff when I start building the top of it. So this is really only, what is this? Day 2, I think, of the build. Maybe it's day 3. I don't know. I can't remember. But there hasn't been a lot of... I took most of the first day for painting And then from there, we've been kind of throwing it together. So I'm trying to hold back and take my time, but having something that's the same color is good. I do like that. Having something that's a plain, that's chrome, where stuff shows up really easy. DeLorean vehicles had the same problem. A little bit less good. So, but okay, we'll be back when the entire bottom is done and I start putting some of the wings and stuff on. So it should be mostly done the next time we see it. All right, guys. So more tools here than parts left. There's the main body. There is our remaining parts, and there is the two wings. So I had to re-glue them. They are complete. The underside is complete on both. I had to re-glue them because sometimes I'm dumb. That's why. There's no other way for me to say it. And I don't like to scrape plating, so I forget that compromises how well glue works, how well it can hold. And when you have this glue, which is not a hot glue, it does create some problems. So I basically had to go back through and surgically re-glue everything with a hotter glue. Almost everything. Not everything, almost everything. So I will say this. I love this. I love working with this. This is a great lamp because it 5 times will allow me to get the eyepiece, further away so I can actually fit an entire brush handle underneath and still be able to paint, which is awesome. Like, that is exactly what I wanted. I love how it's just so sensitive because the other one would take a little bit more of a punching. This one's obviously quite a bit clearer as well. I'm still not sure if I'm going to have to pull off that diffuser or not, but so as we can see, I just need basically to put the wings and these ailerons or whatever they are on there, and I need to put the canopy on. That won't take long. Then drop the guy in there, and then this is done. This is in the can. So this is the last update before we do the final looks. We'll be doing the final looks upstairs, of course, like usual. But so as far as a build, I would say I don't know if I would want to do this one particularly again. I will say if you're not going to scrape plating, using a hotter glue and being super careful with it is an absolute must. And I did, once I switched that, I did get the chrome pens back out again so I could touch up as needed. But I think overall I managed to keep the chrome look pretty intact. The underside of the wings took a little bit of a beating because I kept trying to use this glue though. And I think in hindsight that was kind of a mistake. I should have probably just used a hotter glue and then tried to touch it back up with chrome pens. I mean, hindsight's always easier, right? Just kind of the way humans work, I think. But so that was once I kind of got that lesson, then things went a lot smoother. But I was trying to use this one with the hopes that it would dry clear, because it does dry pretty clear, and I could just polish out any blemishes. But that turns out not to be the case. Again, I could not have done this build at all without tweezers and clamps and honestly enough experience for me to be able to go back and modify parts to make the underside of the wing work. They really, really, really wanted this to have landing gear, and I stripped it. So, but yeah, I mean, coming along pretty smooth. This is still, I think, only day 3 maybe of this build. So, I mean, it's a super fast build, and it could have been faster, but I had to re-glue some of the parts. So, even with me taking my time, like intentionally trying to slow it down, we're still just 2-3 days into it. So, anyway, we're gonna put the wings on it. We're gonna put these parts on, and then yeah, we will see you again back upstairs for last looks. Okay, and so here we are with the completed package. as it were. And I like this shot. This is a cool shot. Hopefully you guys dig this thumbnail. I try to come up with cool ones for all these things, and sometimes it succeeds better than others. So with this particular plane, you can see it's not quite on the table there. So with this one, in hindsight, I think what I should have done is either scrape the plating or just use the hotter glue. I think the transparent glue didn't turn out as transparent as I would hope, unfortunately. So trying to go with just a chrome plane it didn't turn out quite the way I hoped. And part of the problem is these shells just don't ever seem to quite line up. I mean, I think Tamiya does a really nice job, and I've certainly had to do more clamping and futzing around with stuff on other builds. But for this one, it was just a ton of regluing. There was a lot of stuff, and there's smaller parts that I really struggled to get them to actually fit right. That was really, really irritating. So it was a build that if it would have gone smoothly, it would have been great. I guess you can say that about any build. But yeah, I mean, I think the end result is fine. You know, it's silver. You have to get really close to see, you know, where all the little spots are. I don't know what happened here. I'm still kind of confused by this. It looks like it actually warped the panel, which is, it gives it a cool effect, actually. I kind of like that. So, I mean, you know, and Leo likes battle damage, so this is, I thought worst case it would just be water spots, but there's the cage, of course, and a very slight paint error in there because of the chrome. So the Molotow chrome pans, I do love them. I love that chrome. The 1mm is really not an easy thing to use. The underside of the plane to me is just, it's bashed. I mean, the doors definitely has some struggles here. But, you know, for the most part, it did, oh, there's the guy. It did, we'll take a look at him. It did come out from a distance, like a lot of this stuff, I'm just really fussy because I'm looking at everything close. But from a distance, it does look, it looks fine. So let's take a look at, you can see the seams here still, like this tail fin isn't, just stuff like this, I don't know if you can even pick that out, but they're not together, and that stuff like that just sort of frustrates me. So here's the guy. See, we gave him a face, we gave him a, I don't know if you can even pick out the seatbelt here. It's really hard to get this lighting. Anyway, he's chromed out. There's a black mask there. There's a gray seatbelt, lighter gray than the actual seat is, to sort of match that so we can just drop him in the cockpit. So he is going to have he's going to be dive bombing some of the models as we display him. So I think that'll actually come through really cool. I should have painted the inside of this black, actually. And there's a whole section I actually left out of this, which is where the landing gear would normally go. But since I was closing all that off, I didn't think to put it in there. I think in hindsight, I might have wanted to do that, come to think of it. This one, I tried to actually put the landing gear in there to hold the panels better, but I had to wind up deleting that. And you can see there, I don't know if you can pick any there, you can kind of see some of it. I had to do just a lot of re-gluing on this. This nose piece in particular, I had to do that thing. I think I wound up doing it, I want to say I wound up gluing that probably 3 or 4 times. It didn't want to stay. And so if you do decide to do this, I would say make sure you're using a hotter glue and or scraping the plating. I don't like scraping the plating. To me, it's kind of a pain. Oh, and the other thing, I forgot all about that. So see if it actually is going to show up. We'll see if that error is showing up. So it's very light, but there's an actual scratch here because I had to enlarge the wing openings, because when I put it together, the wing openings were too small. I couldn't actually fit the wings into the ports, so I had to sit there with an X-Acto and enlarge them, and that was not enjoyable. Nope, sure wasn't. So I wound up doing more modification on this, I think, than I had thought I would have to. But I should know by now, if I ever do another plane, I think this is the 4th one I've done. And I really just wanted to do a Thunderjet. That was, I love the design of these. I think this is a really cool looking plane. That's really what I wanted to do. And let's see if we can get some contrast here. I like the idea of a chrome plane. I thought that was a really cool idea. And so, I mean, look, the profile of this plane I think is pretty dope. I like this a lot. So I just wanted to build the plane. I didn't have room for it. I was never going to put it down in my office. So it was just, you know, the stars, he wanted to have a plane built for him because I have built a lot of them with superheroes for myself. And he wanted me to build one for him so he could have one hanging from his ceiling also. So that worked out nicely, but I don't know, honestly, if I'm ever doing another airplane after this. They never quite wind up the way I planned. The only one that came close, actually, I will say this, was the Thunderbolt 2, Miss Marvel's plane. That one came out almost exactly as I envisioned it, except for tying her red belt. I couldn't figure out a way to do that, and I couldn't figure out a way to add the S either with the design, particularly of that ship. But those two things aside, other than that, it came the closest to what I had in mind. Harley Quinn's was also another one that I think came really, really close to what I was thinking. Batwoman's and this one are in the vicinity, but I wound up having to make a lot more modifications than I thought I was going to have to. So, but overall, the overall effect is what I wanted. It just is not as pristine as I was hoping for at the end of the day. So, but we got more cars. After this video, there will be a lot more cars. I think I've got 5 more builds, and then I'm going to reassess just how many more builds I'm going to do, just because I'm really, really, really tight on space, even for those 5. So the 5 that are coming after this might be the end of model builds for a while, unless I wind up, you know, moving. We get to somewhere with a lot more space, because right now we're about as maxed as we can be. But for the 5 that we got coming, that'll take us through. So this is May's video right now. So that'll take us May 2021. That'll take us June, July. So it should take us all the way through the end of 2021, because in October we'll be doing, of course, the collection of the models. We won't be doing a model build for that month. So yeah, 2021 might be the final year for model builds, but we'll see. We'll see how everything all shakes out. But anyway, for this one, this is the Republic F-84G Thunderjet from Tamiya. If you guys did enjoy this video, this build, please give us the old thumbs up, hit the red subscribe button if you've not done so already, guys, blue button, and comments if they're available and you'd like to use them, whether or not. Please come follow us on Twitter. There will be a display shot of this coming up on Twitter. If it's not up there already, you can search through all our pictures, I believe, on Twitter as well. All of the display shots are on Twitter, including a new one of the Harley Quinn model I mentioned. That, I think, it was up in either March or February. So lots of cool stuff. That's where our display shots go. If you're on Twitter and you would like to follow us, we would certainly love to have you there. But here it is, guys. One last look. The Republic F-84G Thunderjet. This this one is the actual Thunderbirds version of that. I don't know if you can see that. Let's see if we can move this over without toppling it. There you go. There you go. It's the old. Let's see if we can. Here we go. The old Thunderbirds version of this. I did not put any of those markings on there because this is not a show plane. It is a. It was supposed to be a chrome. I was really honestly thinking kind of Wonder Woman's invisible jet, if I'm being honest. But this is not. This I would have to modify this cockpit actually quite a bit for that to work, I think. But Wonder Woman's character I like, but I don't love enough to actually go to that step. So, but anyway, there it is one last time, and we will see you all next time. Bye bye.